Thank you so much. Namaste everyone. Chakras. As we move into the beautiful journey of chakra again, so most of the people, they spend their entire life unable to figure out that they are at the root chakra, because root chakra has deep desires. Root chakra has unfulfilled expectations. Root chakra has immense anger because of the desires never met reality. And root chakra has immense fear. So, because of all these reasons, the root chakra remains unidentified by most. Whenever we begin sadhana, whenever we understand, whether it is any path you take, chakras are a part of our subtle energy systems. It exists. Chakra Bhedan is one of the most important sadhanas that one can attain. Can you see the chakras? No. Can you visualize the chakras? Yes. Can you feel the chakras? Yes. Can you feel the different emotions coming in the way when you are experiencing chakra? Yes. Up until the Mooladhara chakra hasn't been taken care of, you are unable to move to the next, because the next Swadhisthana chakra is not only your survival, but you have to connect with the foundation, you have to connect with the base, you have to connect with Mother Earth to be able to move to Varunadev, water. The 5 elements in nature are also gross, subtle, subtler, subtlest, more subtlest. Chakras also move gross, subtle, subtler, subtlest, more subtlest. So from that perspective also, and from the perspective that because Mother Earth is hard, gross, dense, rough, it has taken care of the base. The base is strong, the base is hard, the base is dense, the base is giving you that. So your skeletal structure, your bone structure, of course, hair, nails, try breaking a strand of hair. Just one single strand, it's tough. We feel, teeth are, but try, tapping your teeth or try breaking the hardest substance with your teeth. Sometimes the teeth does give way, but it is bone. Bone, bone. This is your nails. So the stronger your root chakra, the more confined, dense, strong, aligned, balanced your root chakra, it does affect. Whatever happens on the physical body is a result of how strong you are at your root chakra. Emotionally, you have to have your foundation very strong. Emotionally, you have to have your root chakra very, very steady. If there are problems in the base, the whole chakras are going to be, the rest of the chakras are going to be very shaky. Your root chakra was started forming or formed when you were all of 7. Fear was instilled as a child only. But value systems, sanskars, give and take, the need for basics. So when we say food, sleep and sex are basics, the understanding that these are basics begin. The realization of your sexual identity, of who you are. Look, you may be born as somebody, the realization of somebody else also is possible. You may be born as somebody, and the realization of who you actually are, or maybe whoever you were born also, comes between 9 and 14. Begins by 9. These days we say by 9. It used to be, the evolving has become, it has changed. Initially, the evolving used to be after 11, 12. That's when the girls used to begin their menstrual cycle. The guys used to begin puberty. That used to be a little later. Now, now today's times, it is between this and this. Your sexual identity, the identity when we are born, and when the doctor goes and says, who is born? Now, what happens exactly at Swadhisthana Chakra? Before we move into what is Swadhisthana Chakra. Swa Adhishthana. This is my own resting place. This is my own place where I have settled. This is my own identity. Swa. This is my own identity. Who am I? For example, if it is my own identity, and if I am disconnected from my identity, it is because my Swadhisthana is imbalanced. If I am unable to figure out my self-respect, my Swadhisthana is badly injured. If somebody speaks to me with disrespect, and if somebody treats me with disrespect, and if I am unable to speak up for myself, it is not called low confidence. It is not called a weak person. It is because the Swadhisthana needs to be shaken. Swadhisthana in women, Swadhisthana in men. In women, it is beautifully shaped in the shape of a half moon, crescent moon. The body of a woman is made where the kund is more defined at the hip and the waist area. Kundalini. So, for a woman, because she has a garbha. So, at the waist, and then it takes the shape of a kund with a more curved structure, so that in that curved structure she is able to hold. She is the one who receives, and the man is the one who gives. So when they were hunters and gatherers, the man used to bring, he used to fetch, bring, and he used to give it to her, and she used to cook, and that's how it used to be. Similarly, he was the one who would give the sperm, she would accept or not accept. It was always her choice. He would be giving, her body would take, but her internal system would take or no, was her choice. Like how you have karma and free will. Her body taking it or not taking it was always her choice. And after taking it, making into a creation was upon her. Janani, the one who does sarjan. We don't say pita mata, we say mata pita. That does not make any father any lesser, but mother comes above because of the way she is made by him. Her entire function, her entire dharma, her entire duty, her entire creation whether it's her body, whether it's her mind, it is made in a way that she just not holds the garb, she just not holds the baby, she just not looks after her, she feeds that little drop which is only a dot with her flesh, with her blood, through her food, through her breath, everything of her body she gives. Not 1 day, not 2 days, not 2 months, 9 whole months. So imagine the capacity that she holds, that along with having her own body, she already creates another one within her to be able to survive and sustain into the world. It is the most precious gift by the divine. It is the most precious gift by the Creator given to Janani. Both man and woman have the Swadhishthan at the same place because it is the place of their identity. They have to know their own identity. So the place is the same, but the qualities, the features are slightly different. When the self-respect of a man is challenged, his entire system almost begins to shut down, which means he loses interest in sexual activities, which means he does not feel the need to connect with anybody around on a physical level. Usually, men connect on a physical level and then connect on an emotional level. Women connect on an emotional level and then connect on a physical level. Again, there is a difference. So, understanding the nature of Swadhishthan and what role does Swadhishthan have to play. If you have a wounded Swadhishthan chakra from childhood, from youth, or even from adulthood, those injuries, if they are not managed or healed, they can make your life a little more difficult, challenging, depressing, and so on. By wounded Swadhishthan chakra, I mean if you were abused as a child, or if there was something that you did not appreciate, or there was a comment made about your physical image, about your looks, or somebody disrespected you in your youth, or there was a comparison, or which you as a sensitive human being absorbed and left it without processing it, without releasing it. Swadhishthan chakra is important in today's day and age as well, more important because that's where your immense energy also resides. Up until you do not realize that energy is, or urja or shakti is pran, that is also your energy. Sexual energy is also energy. Body has energies. Some energies come from food, some energies come from pran, other energies come from other things. The body thrives on food and pran. But because people are still unable to practice pranayam as much, otherwise the food becomes lesser. The more deeper your pranayam practices, the lesser gross you require for Shakti strength. You don't require that much food in your body to have the physical strength. You can practice pranayam and the food will be lesser. You may eat lesser food, practice more pranayam and have 3 times the energy, the physical capacity to work. You may stay hungry the whole day and practice pranayam, and you may still have 3 times the capacity. Food is a backup support, a base for a body who practices good pranayam. Food is just because food, to digest that food also, the body requires pran. There is vayu, and then it starts becoming sluggish if you overeat. But then the tongue does not understand this. The tongue will go ahead and eat what it desires. Which is why Indriya Grahan and Indriya control is very important. Indriya, our 5 senses, vital, most important. Coming back to Swadhisthana Chakra, because it is half crescent moon, now moon and the energy of the moon, students, sorry, just excuse me. Moon and the phases of the moon. I don't know how many of you are aware that the moon has 16 kalas, 16 kalaएं. The different phases. So let's understand the phases of the moon come from they happen because of the ocean. You know, the moon and it happens because of the ocean, high tide, low tide, gibbous moon, crescent moon, half moon, full moon, no moon, new moon, Amavasya. Now, because of the activity of Varuna Dev, water is Varuna Dev, because of the activity of water, it affects. And because of water residing in our body also, and more so more at that area. We have water, more than 70% water in the body, but at the Swadhisthana, the fluid is more. Not just water, we have fluid in all forms in the entire body, right from cerebrospinal fluid to tears, to mucus, to soft wax in the ears, to saliva, to sometimes you have accumulation of fluid in the lungs also, to fluid, gastric juices, plasma, blood, fluid, in the fluid form, not in the solid, gross, dense form, amniotic fluid, urine, sperm, menstrual cycle, and the menstrual waste, that is all fluid form. Fluid in the flowing form. So what is the connection? Water, ocean, affects the moon, affects the moon, affects the menstrual cycle, affects the menstrual cycle, affects your entire creation cycle, affects the creation cycle. Which is why you will see women usually get very moody around full moon, new moon. Some get very moody around full moon, some get very moody around new moon. And this is not baseless. This is just understanding and linking it, connecting the dots. Noticing that why does the moon, it is not that every 15 days there is a mood swing. It has got nothing to do with a perimenopause or a menopause or a menstrual cycle. It is how the body gets affected by the different phases. It is how the body responds or reacts with respect to the moon cycle. That is a moon cycle. This is also your moon cycle. Your menstrual cycle is also your moon cycle. Up until you reach perimenopause, which is again haywire. But if you practice consciously, even during your perimenopause, then your menopause becomes more manageable, bearable, and your post menopause thereafter absolutely manageable. Whether the present gross uterus is within you or there is a hysterectomy, you are able to manage the hormonal changes, you are able to manage those mood swings, you are able to manage those hot flushes, you are able to manage those indecisive patterns within, and so on. Swadhisthana chakra. Due to the half moon, the color is translucent, milky white, somewhere silver, like the silver crescent moon. Most books give it orange color, but the oldest Chakra Vijnana book gives it milky white, silvery white, half crescent moon. It makes sense. Orange color is of enthusiasm, but here, or orange color is of zeal. But here, the actual, if you have to visualize in your dharana, then this is the color. So, one's own abode or dwelling place. Bija mantra is Vang. It is written as VAM, but it is Vang. So you can use the UNG sound behind. In Nada Yoga, the different sounds are connected with the different chakras. At some point, whenever sounds come in. But today it is just Vang for all of you. Because if we go into sounds, it becomes very complicated. Relates to. Swadhisthana chakra relates to the water element in the body. It relates to your large intestine, if you're writing it down, or if you're just listening. It relates to your lower vertebrae. It relates to your bladder. It relates to your lymphatic system. Lymphatic system is the system which drains. Your lymphatic system gets affected during perimenopause. As a result, you start feeling water retention. Because the lymphatic system is deeply affected, the body which used to drain water out no longer is able to do it as well as before. Hence, the body collects, it retains the water. Right? So I'm going to quickly go over. Relates to your mammary glands, relates to your lymphatic system, relates to your elimination organs, relates to your emotions, enthusiasm, feelings, imagination, passion, creativity. If you are a very creative individual, sometimes you realize I wasn't such a good painter. All of a sudden you become somebody who can make portraits, sketch with charcoal, and you realize, what was I doing all these years? You make huge paintings on canvas all of a sudden, suddenly. So there was a shift in your creative center. That is your creative center. Bringing your physical organs, that was relates to. Now, physical organs, your kidneys, both your kidneys come under Swadhisthana, your intestines, your urinary bladder, all your creation organs. So, testes in men, uterus in women, ovaries in women, these are the ones. So, reproductive system. So, you can say fallopian tubes also. Connection in the womb. Anything, any connection it has to your creations. Prostrate, sacral vertebrae, your spiritual connection will be your ability to be able to express yourself. When you are able to explain about your identity, when you are able to express about who you are and how you feel, then your Swadhisthana chakra is well developed and well balanced as well. If it is working in low energy, there is always a blame, a guilt, a shame, a complex. When it is hyperactive, then it's on a different level. So let's understand. You will have issues if it is underactive or overactive. You will have issues with blame, with guilt, with money, with sexual incompetence and sexual driven powers. So both ways, under and over both. You will have problems with control, with honor in relationships, ethics. These will be affected. These you will have issues with. Because it is water, the sense organ is taste. In earth, because it was earth element, Mother Earth, the sense was smell. Here the sense is taste. Personality is, of course, desire. When we read other scriptural, whenever we do scriptural studies, or for that matter, whenever we touch a text on self-development, or when we understand anything, we always, first, the most important line we say is, desire is the root cause of all problems. Desire. This is your center of desire. Excessive energy. These people are emotionally explosive, aggressive, overly ambitious, manipulative, indulgent in sex or sexual activities, outside their their dharma. So if they are in a relationship, or if they are confined to a relationship, because of the excessive energy, they may also be outside, overindulgent. Not just in sex, but all senses. Obsessive thoughts of sex, addiction to sex, and see people as objects. This is excessive energy. Deficient energy at your Swadhisthana chakra is, these people are extremely shy, the opposite, because those are explosive and aggressive. These people are shy, they are timid, they are oversensitive, resentful, pent up emotions, unable to be expressive, impotent, both Both sides can be impotent, distrustful, burdened by guilt, often clingy. Excessive energy, deficient energy, illnesses. Balanced energy will come to illnesses. All issues connecting to creativity, gynecological problems in both sides, chronic lower back pain, immense lower back pain, severe sciatica pain, severe sciatica pain, sexual potency, which means could be impotency on both sides, frequent urinary tract infections in women, more in women, urinary problems in men, now balanced energy. When a person is well balanced at the Swadhisthana chakra, not just he or she is very well aware about their existence, but they are expressive. First one. They are friendly, they are optimistic, they are beautifully attuned to their feelings, they are concerned for others and a sense of belonging towards themselves. They are imaginative. They are able to express themselves well. They are intuitive sometimes. They are able to feel the zeal, feel the creation, feel the energy of the Swadhisthana within them. Because the sense of honor, respect in relationships is taken care by them, they are able to be more expressive. Up until that honor. Now, honor is very important. When I say honor, whenever you feel dishonored, whenever you feel the energy in your body is shutting down, there has to be a dishonor. Even if you feel it right now, you can either contemplate or figure out why is this happening. Every part of your body, whenever the body, and it's a very natural, when we understand therapy, body, it's like fame and money are byproducts of the hard work that you put in. Fame and money, oh, sorry. Students, can I request you to have cameras on? I don't know how difficult it is to put cameras on. Then I think I should also teach with camera off only. Fame and money are byproducts of the hard work that you put in. Look, I can't even see you if you have your cameras on, but it is for your benefit and you will recognize this sometime. Similarly, whatever you do in your Swadhisthana chakra, wherever you experience something in your Swadhisthana chakra or your Muladhara chakra for now, the body expresses it. Okay? If your honor is settled, the body expresses by opening up. When, say for example, a couple is having issues conceiving, one of them is shut down or both have shut down. Shut down means they are having the regular intercourse to be able to bear a child, but within they both have shut down. The woman is, the yoni mudra, when we practice, she is the one who is at the receiving end, and he is the one who is at the giving end. Now, when she is at the brim of, say, disrespect, or she has experienced pain, or she has experienced dishonor, the yoni shuts down like this. It closes itself on a subtle level. Gross may receive the sperm. You are understanding? The gross receives the sperm, but she no longer is in a state to express her inner being. She is no longer, and she shuts down. Which is why when we do Garbha Sanskar these days, we make them realize that it has to be a very safe place for you. Your relationship has to be a very happy and a safe place for you. There has to be immense honor from both ends. There has to be deep respect for each other. There has to be a sense of belonging towards each other. When that is there, then the internally, both sides, this side and this side, they open, thereby the meeting. And the byproduct of both meeting is the result. When you feel at some point, now this was the creation, but when you feel at some point where there is a lot of challenges that you face in your relationships, and this is not only relationships containing where you have a relationship with a partner, particularly maybe your husband, maybe your friend, maybe your boyfriend, not just even if there are relationships around and there is a sense of disrespect, dishonor, demeaning coming from there, you as an identity of your own, you will shut down your system. Today, if I am identifying myself as a woman, the age group has got no relevance or nothing. Of course, at a youth age, the eggs that I produce will be more than at a middle age or an old age. That is one aspect. But if the disrespect has come from a particular relationship, be it a sibling, be it parents, be it in-laws, be it friend, be it partner, be it children, anywhere, the emotional, for me, the backup or my way to protect my honor is I shut down my internal system. And because I shut it down consciously, what happens is my inner, the way my Swadhisthana and the areas affected by Swadhisthana thrive on it, they begin to get affected, they are in darkness. Which is why I have menstrual issues, which is why I have, either a very less flow or a very heavy flow, which is I have a very thickened lining so that, I am unable to, it's so badly cramping that I am unable to get up from bed, which is why I have issues with PCOD and so on, fibroids. This emotional connect is very important. What happens is most people practice asanas. Most people say, okay, you do abdominal compression and polycystic ovaries will be sorted. You do this. In the youth today, I have seen in the between almost 15, 18 to almost 25 and 30, PCOD is very common. Fibroids and PCOD is very common. The reason is this: where they are not comfortable, where they are body shamed, where they feel they are not matching up to, where they feel they may have just casually worn something, and if somebody commented, and if the sensitivity that they have within them is at the optimum level and they took it, or somebody made to say that you don't have the body to wear this, or you look very fat, or you look very thin, or you look very whatever, ABC, and when they absorbed it, body goes into shutdown mode. Not recognizing or realizing that my validation coming from the outside world is not what I should be thriving upon. Now, which is why I say, looking at yourself in front of the camera will give you the validation of how beautiful, how intelligent, how smart, what a spark you have. When you look at yourself in front of the camera, it's like looking at yourself in the mirror every morning. Looking at yourself every morning in the mirror. As a child, I was told by one of my aunts, not my parents, but one of my aunts. I was in grade 2 and we used to live in a very small home. We had only one mirror in the bathroom, no other mirror, because the home was very small, just one space. But she told me, before you go to school every day, climb on the stool. I was small. Climb on that stool and have a look in the mirror in the bathroom. Look at yourself and tell yourself, I'm such a beautiful creation. He has created me. The creator of the universe has created me. He can't be flawed. He has done a very good job. Look, I'm really so happy that he has created me. I love myself. And I had this so deeply etched within me when I was in that age and phase, that over a period of time, there were many people who came, who demeaned, who disrespected, who dishonored. Of course, we have people in life, not every time we get honored, but it did not shake the confidence. It did not shake within. It did not shut down my system ever. That practice. And that practice I request all. Because today what happens is the ability to face ourselves, because we fear being judged. We feel, what if they say, whatever I am, maybe I am not in the best of whatever I am, maybe I am not wearing the best of clothes, maybe I am in home clothes, maybe my hair is not nice, maybe. The fear of being judged is always running at the back of the mind. Being confident in your own skin, being who you are, being absolutely feeling safe in your place, despite the disregard and the dishonor coming, will stabilize your Swadhisthana chakra. Keeping this in mind at all times. Yes. Any questions?